Hey guys, welcome back to RandomMathsInc, and this is 12 days of mathematical Christmas. Yes, the year before I did 12 facts about the number 25. Last year I did 25 facts about the number 12, and so this year I needed a brand new idea for my Christmas videos. And so for this series, I'm going to be making 12 videos over the next 12 days, starting today on Christmas Day, ending on January the 5th. And so for the next 12 days, I'm going to be uploading a mathematical video about something random in mathematics. There's going to be a video about something there's only one of. There's going to be a video about something there's only two of, and so on, and they're all going to be mathematical themed. For this series, however, I'm going to reverse the order that most people do it at. I'm going to start with 12 on the first day, and so on the 5th of January, I'm going to end with 1. And there's a very good reason why I'm doing that, which I'll reveal once we get to the end of the series. Okay, so let's do it. There are 12 3 times 3 Latin squares. First of all, what is a Latin square? Well, a Latin square is basically just a square grid where all of the entries in each of the rows in each of the columns do not repeat each other. Or basically, all the entries in a certain row will not repeat each other, and all the entries in each of the columns will repeat each other. As an example, here is a 4 times 4 Latin square. All the numbers in each of the rows don't repeat each other, and none of the numbers in each of the columns repeat each other. There's loads of variations of 4 times 4 Latin squares, but 3 times 3 Latin squares, there's only 12 of them, as you can see right here. For all these 3 times 3 Latin squares, none of the rows repeat itself and none of the columns repeats itself. One thing worth mentioning about these Latin squares, though, is that all of these Latin squares are, in a way, the same Latin square. If you take any one of the 12 Latin squares and rearrange its rows or rearrange its columns somehow, you'll get one of the other 12 Latin squares. So while there are 12 distinct Latin squares of size 3 by 3, you could maybe consider it all as the same Latin square. It's up to you how you want to view it. Is Latin squares any use? Well, maybe a bit. So for example, let's say you have 4 test subjects and you have 4 different chemicals that you want to give to each of the test subjects in each day. You can work out what chemical to give which test subject on which day by drawing out some sort of a Latin square. That's one of the uses for Latin squares. The other one can be commonly found in newspapers. If you turn to the pages with all the fun stuff, you'll probably see Sudokus. Sudokus are basically just 9 times 9 Latin squares, where all of the subsquares of size 3 by 3 also happen to have no repeating digits. But yes, that's it for my video on the first day. There are 12 3 by 3 Latin squares.